Imagine this for a moment. It's a random Tuesday night. The house is quiet, your kids are finally asleep, your phone is in your hand, and you do something you've been avoiding for months. You open your retirement account. The screen loads, and then you see the number. You stare at it, not for a second, not for a minute, but long enough for a quiet, uncomfortable thought to creep into your mind. That's it? After 20 years of working, after all the late nights, all the promotions, all the stress, the total amount you've saved for retirement is roughly the price of a used car. And the worst part, you're not irresponsible. You don't gamble. You don't spend recklessly. You've done everything you were told to do. Work hard, pay your bills, be responsible. Yet somehow, you reached your 40s and realized something terrifying. Time moved faster than your money did. If that feeling hits even a little close to home, this video might change the rest of your financial life. Because your 40s are not a financial crisis, but they are the final warning window. And most people don't realize that window is closing until it's already shut. Let me introduce you to someone. His name is Dave. Dave is 43 years old. He earns $95,000 per year. That puts him comfortably above the median income. Dave has a wife, 2 kids, a manageable mortgage, 2 car payments, and a retirement account he rarely checks. Inside that account, $87,000. Dave isn't broke. He isn't reckless. He's simply drifting financially. And drifting is far more dangerous than most people realize. Because financial disasters rarely happen from one big mistake. They happen from small delays repeated for decades. So today, we're going to walk through the most important financial milestones for your 40s. Not vague advice, not motivational quotes, but real numbers, real math, and real decisions that determine whether your future self feels freedom or financial panic. Milestone 1. Face the number. The first milestone is simple. Know where you actually stand. According to Fidelity, one of the largest retirement managers in the world, the benchmark is this. By age 40, you should have 3 times your annual salary saved for retirement. By age 50, you should have 6 times your salary saved. For Dave, earning $95,000 per year, that means by 40, $285,000. By 50, $570,000. Dave currently has $87,000. He isn't slightly behind. He is nearly $200,000 behind the benchmark. And Dave is not unusual. The Federal Reserve reports that the median retirement savings for Americans aged 35 to 44 is about $60,000, which means most people are behind, way behind. And here's the brutal truth. The reason your 40s matter so much is because compound interest stops being patient around this age. For example, a 25-year-old trying to reach $1 million by retirement only needs to invest about $380 per month. A 40-year-old needs roughly $1,200 per month. That's an $800 monthly penalty for waiting. Every year you delay in your 40s can cost tens of thousands of dollars in future wealth. So, the first milestone is uncomfortable. Log into every retirement account you have, add them together, compare that number to 3 times your salary. Whatever the gap is, that number just became your mission for the next decade. Milestone 2. Destroy the right debt. Your 40s are often the peak debt years. Not because people are irresponsible, but because life is expensive. Kids, cars, homes, education. Right now, the average person in their 40s carries over $100,000 in non-mortgage debt. That includes credit cards, car loans, student loans. But not all debt is equally dangerous. So here's the priority order. First, credit card debt. If your card charges 20% interest, paying it off is equivalent to earning a guaranteed 20% return. There is no stock market investment that reliably beats that. Second, car loans. Two $700 car payments may feel normal, but that's $1,400 per month leaving your life. If invested instead at 8% annually, that money could become over $1 million in 30 years. Meanwhile, the cars themselves lose most of their value within a decade. Third, student loans. If you still carry them in your 40s, give them a deadline, not a vague intention, a real date on a calendar, because long-term debt quietly drains your financial energy for years. Your 40s are the decade where consumer debt should disappear, not follow you into retirement. Milestone 3. The document almost no one has. This next milestone has nothing to do with investing, but it might be the most important one. Only 24% of Americans have a will, and surprisingly, parents with children are one of the least prepared groups. Without a will, something shocking happens. A court decides who receives your assets, how your money is distributed, and potentially even who raises your children. Not your spouse, not your family, a judge. Estate planning sounds complicated, but a basic setup usually includes a will, power of attorney, healthcare directive, and it typically costs about the same as a new smartphone, but it protects everything you've spent decades building. Milestone 4. Life insurance. About half of people in their 40s have no life insurance, and many who do are severely underinsured. A common financial guideline is 10 to 12 times your annual income and coverage. For Dave, earning $95,000, that means roughly $1 million in protection. But Dave's employer policy only covers 1 year of salary. That's barely enough to stabilize a family for a short time. The surprising part? Life insurance is cheapest right now. A healthy 40-year-old can often get a $500,000 policy for the price of a streaming subscription each month. But every year you wait, the price increases, and health changes can eliminate the option entirely. Milestone 5. The college trap. Parents often make one major financial mistake in their 40s. They sacrifice retirement to pay for their kids' college. It sounds noble, but it creates a dangerous future because there are loans for education, there are scholarships, there is financial aid, but there are no loans for retirement. Running out of money at 75 often means relying on the same children you tried to help, and that's not a gift, that's a burden. The rule is simple. Fund retirement first, then help with education if possible. Milestone 6. The mortgage illusion. Many people in their 40s dream about paying off their house early, and emotionally that makes sense, but mathematically it's not always smart. Millions of homeowners locked in mortgage rates around 3 to 4% during the pandemic. Meanwhile, long-term stock market returns average closer to 7 to 10%. So aggressively paying down a cheap mortgage can sometimes cost hundreds of thousands in lost investment growth. The house may feel like wealth, but unless you sell it, that wealth is locked in the walls. Milestone 7. The catch-up strategy. Here's something many people don't know. Once you turn 50, retirement accounts allow extra contributions. For example, 401k catch-up contributions allow thousands of additional dollars per year. Over 15 years, those extra contributions can grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here's the catch. Most people intend to start later and never actually do. The solution is simple. Increase your retirement contribution by just 1% today. Then schedule another increase in 6 months. Automation beats motivation every time. Milestone 8. Check your investments. Finally, look at what your money is actually invested in. Many people set their investment allocation in their 20s and never change it again. But someone in their 40s still has 20 to 25 years of growth ahead. Too much conservatism can quietly destroy long-term returns. Inflation alone can cut your purchasing power almost in half over 25 years. so your portfolio needs enough growth to outrun it. Two versions of your future. There are two possible versions of Dave. The first Dave keeps drifting. He avoids the uncomfortable numbers. He delays decisions. He hopes things will work out. At 67, he retires with barely enough to survive. The second Dave does something different. At 43, he faces the truth. He fixes his debt. He increases his investments. He protects his family. And he uses the next decade intentionally. At 67, he has options. Not unlimited wealth, but freedom. Freedom to retire. Freedom to help his kids. Freedom to say yes to life without financial fear. Same income, same life, different decisions. Your 40s are not too late, but they are the last decade where small changes can still create massive outcomes. In that window, it's open right now. What you do with it will decide which version of your future becomes real.